Welcome to The Secret Place with Steffa Bennett. 5-minute devotions for hungry hearts and searching souls.
Hello, we're back. This is Steffa with The Secret Place. I'm so glad you've joined us. Today it's Bonhoeffer again, that wonderful saint from the 20th century who did so much to help our thinking, help the Christian population, help our thinking in the way of being close to the Lord with Him and through His people, His body. This little reading I have for you today is based on Romans 12. It's from especially Romans, it zeroes in on Romans 12:15. I love Romans 12. Have you read Romans 12? What a rich, rich chapter where Paul is exhorting the people of Rome. He is admonishing them and inspiring them and trying to motivate them to share life together in a way that is healthy and kind and leaving the judgment to God. If you have never read chapter 12, or even if you have, I go back to it all the time. Take some time to meditate on it. Well, anyway, Bonhoeffer's word today in Seize the Day, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, is all about loving our neighbor. And here's what he says. My communion of love with my neighbor can subsist only in faith in God. My neighbor is that special person whom circumstances place within my sphere of contact. Not everyone is neighbor to my neighbor, but I and a small group of others are. This brings with it special opportunities and blessings, for in my neighbor, I can experience something of God's general design for human community. I can also experience something of the reciprocity that makes life rich. And by faith, I can see my neighbor as the one for whom Christ died. In the face of my neighbor, I can see the hope for human community, mutual respect, mutual care, and the potentiality for a mutual celebration of the love and goodness of God. Wow, what word keeps coming up there in that very short paragraph? But mutual, mutual, mutual. Mutuality is all about give and take. It's all about listening to the other as other, not as a projection of what you think he should be or she should be, or what you might imagine that other could be, would be, or was, but really the other as other. And if we don't have mutuality, nothing really works in our relationships. So if you take this to marriage and family, without mutuality, it's not working, because we have to have mutuality to have that kind of give and take that listens to each other with kindness, with kind ears, with warmth. You may not be, you may not see yourself especially as like a warm and nurturing person. Some people are generally a little more that way than others. Maybe you're extremely analytical and you wouldn't describe yourself as warm and nurturing and affectionate. Well, I'm not really just talking about being a certain way or having a certain personality in your home or in your workplace or in the church, in the assembly. I'm talking about zeroing in on the fact that God made everyone. He made you unique. He made me unique. And we have the opportunity to get to know the uniqueness of others and to approach others, whether as close as our mother, father, husband, wife, our best friend, or our child, our aunt, our uncle, our neighbor at church, our next door neighbor. We have the opportunity to look on that one truly as they are, as a child of God, and treat them that way, as our sibling. What does that mean? What does that mean in your life, in my life, in what we do for our neighbors, people who live upstairs from us or below or next door, or sit next to us in a pew in the church or in the living room in a house meeting? You know, that's a devotion for another day. But today I just want to encourage you to know who you are. Know that you're a child of God, and that as you love your neighbor, as I love my neighbor, we are actually loving God. We say we want to love God, we want to know Him, we want to seek Him, we want to worship Him. Let's start by loving what He loves, which is your neighbor. I hope you're going to have a really great day. I'm very happy to spend this little 5-minute devotion with you. Please leave questions if you have any, or ideas for what you'd like me to talk about. I would love to hear them. God bless you today. Have a great one. Until next time.
Breathe, listen, and receive. Take a moment to soak it all in. Until next time.